So, as everything has played out so far, about 1,000 years ago, Sombra gave Chrysalis a love poison. Discord's rule of Equestria began. Chrysalis' status is unknown. Sombra's rule of the Crystal Empire began. Celestia and Luna discovered the elements of harmony and rose up to overthrow Discord. And soon after overthrew Sombra, then Luna became Nightmare Moon and Celestia banished her. That's quite a bit happening in such a relatively short period of time. That makes me think there was one central event that acted as a catalyst to shake Equestria. To get an idea for what this might be, let's look back at the first one we encounter, Nightmare Moon.
The Mare and the Moon, myth from olden pony times. A powerful pony who wanted to rule Equestria, defeated by the elements of harmony and imprisoned in the moon. Legend has it that on the longest day of the 1000th year, the stars will aid in her escape, and she will bring about nighttime eternal. The stars will aid in her escape, and she will bring about everlasting night.
What is with those stars? Why the clop would these stars want to help her escape? I think we can shed a bit more light on this.
We got the whole family together this time round. Who knows if they'll all be able to make the next one?
That's true. Your humble subject, Applejack.
Now, for those of you who don't know this already, those shooting stars were symbolic of Applejack's parents. Here's a Twitter feed to prove it. So, in this example, stars are symbolic of other beings. This symbolism is used elsewhere in the show as well. It's pretty easy to see in the overhead shot. Twilight and her friends are arranged in a pattern similar to Twilight's cutie mark, with Twilight as the center burst, and each of her friends as the surrounding stars. This would imply that Twilight's cutie mark has been a symbol of her friends and herself. So if Twilight's 5 stars are her friends, who would 4 stars helping Nightmare Moon be? Let's look at something else.
Dear Twilight Sparkle, the spell contained on the last page of this book is Starswirl the Bearded's secret, unfinished masterpiece. Ooh! He was never able to get it right, and thus abandon it. I believe you are the only pony who can understand and rewrite it, Princess Celestia. From one to another, another to one, a mark of one's destiny singled out alone, fulfilled. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even rhyme. What did I do?
You did something today that's never been done before. Something even a great unicorn like Starswirl the Bearded was not able to do, because he did not understand friendship like you do. The lessons you...
Twilight cast Starswirl's unfinished spell, and it swapped the destinies of those who represented the elements of harmony. She then fixed the problem and completed the spell using her knowledge of friendship. Everything was fine in the end. But what about Starswirl? In order for Starswirl to know the spell wouldn't work, he would have had to have cast it himself at least once. This would mean that those who represented the elements of harmony at that time would have mixed destinies. However, we know that Starswirl did not understand friendship like Twilight, and did not get the spell right. So what happens then? What happens when a bunch of powerful beings all get their destinies swapped and no pony knows how to fix it? Perhaps this is what happened 1,000 years ago to mess up everything. If we choose to use this theory, it would mean that Starswirl, Celestia, Luna, Discord, Chrysalis, and Sombra all represented the elements of harmony. Among them some pony represented magic, honesty, loyalty, kindness, laughter, and generosity. If this is the case, then who were those 4 other stars that helped Nightmare Moon?
Clearly this dastardly deed was done by the baker.
Maybe. Count Celestia and Luna as 2 and add them to the 4 stars, and you get 6. The elements of harmony. By this reasoning the 4 stars would have been the other element holders: Discord, Chrysalis, Sombra, and Starswirl.
Oh,
So, who might have represented which elements?
Perfect silly question.
Stay out of this, Pinky. You've lost your credibility. Anyway, the easiest to know is Starswirl, since he is pretty clearly the element of magic. The next easiest is probably Discord, due to this clip.
Fluttershy's is kindness, and Pinkie Pie's is a personal favorite of mine. Laughter.
Pinky? He's standing on your head!
So, Discord was most likely laughter. I would think the next easiest to determine would be Sombra and Chrysalis, if we make an assumption. These were the only two under the effect of the love poison. We might assume that part of its damaging effect would be to turn the best aspects of their hearts into its opposite. Chrysalis is a character all about deception, while Sombra obviously had an obsession with crystals. Applying the assumption, the poison would have turned honesty into deception, and generosity into greed. Therefore, Chrysalis would have been honesty, and Sombra would have been generosity. Determining between Celestia and Luna who gets loyalty or kindness is a bit tricky. Some good old-fashioned, what just feels right will have to be sufficient for now. Celestia seems like the better candidate for loyalty. Luna seems like the better candidate for kindness. So, knowing what they represent, we might ask next. How might events have played out after their destinies were swapped?